15-second hook, opening for narration. On a quiet Christmas night, when the snow softens every sound and the world feels gently paused, not all spirits come to frighten. Some come to remember, some come to protect, and some come simply to say goodbye. Tonight, let these 3 peaceful Christmas ghost stories guide you into warmth, comfort, and sleep. The snow had been falling since dusk, layering the forest in a hush so complete it felt like the world was holding its breath. The little cottage at the edge of the woods glowed softly, its windows lit by candlelight and the gentle flicker of a fire. Inside, Eleanor wrapped a wool blanket tighter around her shoulders and listened to the crackle of logs. Christmas Eve always felt heavier since her husband passed, but tonight there was something different in the air, calm, almost reassuring. She poured herself a cup of tea and sat by the window, watching snow settle on the old fence he once repaired every spring. The clock ticked slowly. Then, faintly, she heard footsteps outside. Not hurried, not threatening, just slow, familiar crunches in the snow. Eleanor's breath caught. She stood, heart steady but curious, and opened the door. The cold air brushed her face, carrying the scent of pine and smoke. There, near the fence, stood a soft figure shaped by moonlight. It wasn't solid, but it wasn't frightening either. It felt warm, like a memory you didn't want to let go of. "You're home," she whispered. The figure didn't speak, but she felt the answer. It was the same presence that once stood beside her every Christmas, stringing lights and laughing when they tangled. The spirit lingered only a moment, then slowly faded as church bells rang in the distance. Eleanor closed the door, tears warm on her cheeks, but she smiled. She slept deeply that night, the cottage filled with peace. Part 2. In a small village, where time seemed to move slower in winter, the old stone church stood silent beneath falling snow. Its bell tower rose against the night sky, and inside, rows of wooden pews waited for Christmas morning. Thomas, the church caretaker, made his final rounds with a lantern, checking candles and doors. As he moved toward the altar, he heard soft singing. Not loud, not echoing. Gentle, like a lullaby. His steps slowed. The lantern light flickered, and there, in the front pew, sat a young woman dressed in clothing from another century. She turned and smiled. Her eyes were kind, peaceful. "I sang here once," she said softly. "Every Christmas." Thomas felt no fear, only warmth. He nodded, listening as she hummed again, her voice blending with the quiet church. Snow tapped against stained glass windows, and the air felt heavy with memory. When the song ended, the woman stood. "Thank you for keeping it warm," she whispered. Then she was gone. The next morning, villagers said the church felt brighter than ever. Thomas never forgot her song, and every Christmas Eve, he left one candle burning just for her. Part 3. The house at the end of Maple Street was filled with soft light and the smell of cinnamon. The family inside had gone to bed early, waiting for Christmas morning. Only the grandfather clock ticked steadily in the living room. Near the fireplace sat a rocking chair that hadn't moved in years. But as midnight passed, it began to sway gently. A figure appeared beside it, an elderly woman with silver hair and a shawl knit by loving hands. She looked around the room, her eyes resting on the stockings, the tree, the family photographs. She smiled. Upstairs, a child stirred in sleep and whispered, "Grandma?" The spirit looked up, nodding softly. She placed a hand over her heart, then faded as snowflakes drifted past the window. The rocking chair stilled. In the morning, the family found the fire still warm, though no one remembered lighting it. The house felt wrapped in comfort, as if love itself had stayed the night. Part 4. As the night deepened, the snow continued to fall, blanketing the world in quiet forgiveness. Somewhere, a candle flickered in a window where someone remembered. Somewhere else, bells rang softly where no hands pulled the rope. These spirits didn't linger to frighten or warn. They came with gentle purpose, to remind, to protect, to love. In every footprint left in the snow, there was no weight of sorrow, only presence. Word count, 1,000. By the time dawn approached, the world felt lighter. The ghosts had gone, leaving behind warmth instead of fear, comfort instead of questions. Christmas morning would come soon, but the night had already given its gift. A reminder that love doesn't fade. It waits quietly. And sometimes, it visits when the world is still enough to listen. Outro. And as the snow continues to fall and the night grows quiet once more, these gentle spirits fade back into memory, leaving only warmth behind. Their footsteps disappear, their whispers soften, but their presence lingers in the glow of candlelight and the calm of a peaceful home. On Christmas nights like this, we're reminded that love never truly leaves. It simply watches over us in silence. So rest now, breathe slowly, and let the comfort of this quiet night carry you into sleep, wrapped in warmth, kindness, and the soft magic of Christmas.